Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. This is Todd with Industrial Comfort. In today's video, I'm going to show you a trick for mounting a faceplate on your lathe to a live edge bowl blank. Now, I love turning large live edge bowls. The problem is that if you're like me and you turn on what's effectively a desktop lathe like this one, you get a lot of shaking and wobbling because we're really pushing these units to their limits with a bowl blank that's approximately 11 inches in diameter on a lathe that has a 12-inch swing. So this happens to be a Jet 1221 variable speed. So I'm going to show you a trick that's going to allow us to not only minimize the amount of material that we're going to need to remove, but we're also going to dramatically reduce the wobble that we're going to get from this bowl blank. Live edge bowl blanks are really tricky to mount because they're uneven in pretty much every direction. As you can see, there's a slant going this way. So if we were to mount this as is, we'd end up mounting it like this on the lathe. And if I turn it this way, you can see that it slants down in either direction, creating more unevenness. So it's uneven in every plane. And the last thing I want to do is use shims to get the faceplate mounted correctly on this blank. So let me show you how I mount my faceplates to live edge bowl blanks. So the trick I'm going to use to mount my faceplate evenly on top of this blank is use a 3-inch in diameter Forstner bit to create a flat landing spot. Now, I'm going to use these shims underneath the bowl blank here to stabilize it as we drill our hole. And once we get the flat landing pad, we'll then do a little bit of chisel work because, of course, the faceplate is a hair larger than 3 inches, and this happens to be what I have handy in the shop. But once we have the initial landing pad, we'll be in good shape. Now, when I cut this blank, I used a nail to hammer in the template that I used as I went around it with my bandsaw. So there's a little mark from the nail. I'm going to center my Forstner bit in that hole and use it to do the drilling. So let me shim this up, and then we'll go ahead and create that landing pad. With everything shimmed and clamped, I'm going to go ahead and drill the hole. Now, you only need to go down as deep as once this thing creates a continuous flat spot in the blank here. Now, as I mentioned a second ago, of course, this is just over 3 inches. It's probably, I'm guessing, 3 1/8, 3 1/4. So in order to get this to fit, I'm just going to use a chisel and just go around the edge here to open up the hole a little bit. All right, there we go. Now we're just going to drill this in place. I've got the bowl blank now mounted on the lathe, and you'll notice how parallel this surface is here. Had I not just done the trick that I showed you, we may have ended up mounting this thing crooked to the lathe, and we would have had significant material to remove on one end or the other. Now, if I turn this on, you'll also notice that there's no or very little vibration. Now, of course, as I turn this thing higher, it will inevitably vibrate a little bit just because of the unevenness of this blank, but nonetheless, it's been reduced based on being able to get this thing mounted in a parallel fashion. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.